This is going to be a short series on how did I get through the COVID-19 and the riots. And this was requested by Matthew and Jade. So thank you guys so much. You know, a few years ago, actually 5 years ago, I was in a really bad situation, which I want to respect everybody, so I don't want to mention. There was somebody abusing me physically and verbally, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and saying that I'm worthless and that, you know, I'm stupid and all these things. And I was in college at the time, and I had cancer and I didn't know it. And it was right when the Lord liberated me of my home, and Riley and Zane lived there. I'm coming right back. Riley and Zane lived there, and there are two kids that I didn't give birth to them, but one's 14, Riley's 14, and Zane's actually 22 now and just had a baby. And I always thought, ever since these kids were born, I want to change their lives. And I said to myself, how can I change their lives if I'm not doing the right thing? So I quit smoking 13 years ago, quit smoking cigarettes. I quit weed and drugs and all that other stuff. It's 12 years now. It'll be 13 years on December 23rd, which is in 2009. That's when my grandmother died, on the 23rd of my sobriety date. And that's why I came to LA. And I feel like the reason that God brought me to LA is me, you know, I probably could have made it anywhere, right? But to get rid of my fear, because fear is not from God, it's from the devil. And everybody in this society wants to be terrified of everything, but if I'm afraid of everything and everybody, then how am I going to help people if I'm afraid of them, you know? So slowly I've been getting more confident, I've been getting rid of my fear, and I've learned to speak to people, because when you're out on the streets, most people are not smart, and they become worse. They start screaming at everybody, screwing up bathrooms and stuff, like really crazy stuff. And they don't talk to people unless they're begging them for money or food. So I don't do that. I don't ask people, like I don't hold a sign or anything like that. But I have learned that you have to get to know people in order to know what's going on in your environment. And if you're good to people, then it comes back to you. And I realized that even, you know, if I go hungry, which I don't, but theoretically, I would rather starve and have good people around me. You know, even if they don't care about my YouTube channel or anything like that, as long as they're good to me and they got my back while I'm around. So during COVID-19, you know, not being able to be indoors with the people that I know for so long, for 3 years living in here in LA, it has been hard. And I noticed that some people have, that people that I know personally, like people that works in stores and stuff, I noticed that they have become much worse emotionally. So I realized that I have to be better. If I want to be here for them the way I have for the past 3 years, I'm sorry, then I myself have to get my own emotions in control. So when COVID-19 happened, you can't really tell too much, but there's a scar on my face there and there, because the day that this happened was the day I got my incorporation papers in the mail, and I went to the gym. It was so cold that day, and I went to the gym, and I was in the sauna because it was cold, and I almost fell asleep, so I got out, so I'm gonna go swimming, and I fell flat on my face, and I had stitches for the first time in my life. And it was at that moment that I was thinking about Ariana Grande. I met her at a conference a few years ago, and she said that you really have to get your sleep habits in control. You have to not, if you're stressed out, you can get sick, and she like literally fell on her face and hurt herself. And that's when I realized, like, I was too stressed out and I really need to get my stress under control. Little did I know that that was the day that I had my corporation papers, the day that, you know, I'm like, I gotta get this, I gotta get out of here, I gotta get stuff right. And that was the day that they locked everything down, and a lot of my stuff got kept in the gym. And I was in the hospital like, dude, I've been here 6 hours, I just got work to do, I gotta go work. And then I come back and I go to call my gym to go down there, and guess what? That's the day the lockdown happened. So I had to become better emotionally if I wanted to empower more people, and if I wanted people around me that don't care about my YouTube. If I wanted people around me that don't even care about my YouTube channel and TikTok, and they don't care about whether I live or die either, if I just wanted to pass on the good vibes to them and continue to have it, because once I pass it on to other people, I feel better myself. It makes me feel good to make other people feel good. So if I wanted to continue that on, I had to get my diet right. I had to you know, get my sleep better, and just basically, in order to do all that, I had to regulate my emotions. So the day that the riots started happening, now that's another thing for this COVID-19. Now it's got riots going on, and when that stuff happened, I was just thinking, man, I'm not going to get involved in this. This is not going to affect me, because I'm not down there. I'm not going to be protesting. I'm not going to be going, and I'm not going to avoid the place either. I'm not going to avoid going downtown. But then I've been going back and forth to Rancho Cucamonga, as you guys have seen. So going back and forth to Rancho Cucamonga, I usually go certain days. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with that now, because I lost my place of charge in Rancho Cucamonga. And I pretty much lost all places of charge here in Santa Monica. Dude, this is very hard. And that's why, you know, this is what I want to do this. I love doing this. I love being here for you guys. And this is a great platform for me to tell my story. Not for me, but to empower y'all. So my mom and I recently started speaking again, after I didn't speak with her for a few months, and, I called her on Mother's Day, and because I just want to say, hey Mom, I know she needs someone to care for her, you know, and so, you know, I've been kind of setting my boundaries and going slow with her, but she says, come on, you know, Liberty, you got to get out of there right now, there's going to be more riots. And I said, Mom, you know what's funny is I actually thought I'm going to go back to Rancho Cucamonga early. So I go back on certain days, but this day I went back 2 days early. And that day when I said I was going back early, I was going back 2 days early. I just had a feeling. I said I got to do it. And then my mom said it, and I was like, yeah, that's God confirming it. And I actually saw, I don't know if you saw the pictures. Oh, they were on my Instagram, but I don't think I have the pictures anymore. But it's a picture of the National Guard and the police had barricades in Santa Monica down by where the train is at and stuff like that. I don't know if you guys, do you guys have, comment below, tell me, do you have subways down there? Because man, in LA there's just so much transportation. Like, there's no excuse for someone not to be able to get to where they need to go from LA. Like, the whole state of California, just like, it's one big train and bus, basically. It's everywhere. So it's just a pain in the butt though to ride. For me, I hate riding public transportation because people don't know how to keep boundaries and keep their distance from you. They try to touch you and they stare at you. And so I've been going through this hell for the past 5 years total, sleeping outside. But for the past 3 years, I have not been homeless. I have been sleeping outdoors because I have a mission. And now that I've come to LA, I found that I need to get rid of fear and I need to be emotionally controlled. And I found out too that for the most part, people will not try to hurt you. People will not try, physically they're not going to hurt you at all, as long as you got good vibes and you're cool. A lot of times I think people are like they're going to get you because they're like, not that they're going to get you, but like they have bad intentions towards you because of the way they look at you. But they just look at me a certain way because they know that I'm the one. They know that I'm full of love. But for me, it kind of like, it sets off like a trigger when somebody's staring at me and they're like, you know, it's usually a man that stares like that. Women do too, but they stare and I'm like, oh, he's gonna hurt me, he's gonna kill me, he's gonna try to rape me. But they're just looking like an aberration. So I've gotten over most of my fear, except now my fear is I won't be able to keep this going. I won't be able to stay charged and stuff like that. But I've gotten over a lot of it. And so, oh yeah, and the day that my gym closed, I was starting to run. The next day I started to run. But now I was like, you know what, I'm going to train for the LA Marathon, because a few days before that, I actually went to the LA Marathon just as a volunteer, just to see what it's like and kind of get a little feel out for it. And I was like, this is cool, this is fun, but not really, because once everybody started running, I felt left out. I was like, oh my God, I want to run, you know what I mean? And I was thinking to myself, like, how the hell are you going to run 26.2 miles? Well, I never thought I could run 1 mile, but I've run 2 miles. I used to run 2 miles a day, like every day for 2 years in Columbia, South Carolina. But here in LA, I haven't been running as much, but now I'm up to 9 miles. So thank you, Matthew, for the question. Thank you, Jade. Thank you, Abby. Thank you, all of you, for all your support. And I hope that answered your question a little bit. Just getting rid of fear, that's what it's all about, because fear is the opposite of love. Fear, lack, not feeling you're worthy, guilt, all those crazy things, anxiety, depression, that's from the devil. God does not want you to have that. That's from the devil. All those bad feelings, sickness, it's all from the devil. And on the opposite side is love, health, abundance. And if you love yourself, think about it. If you love yourself, that means you're confident. If you're confident, you're willing to do, not willing, you love talking to people, you love you love listening to people, you love being there for people, you love people, and the things that you do are for people instead of paper. So I know I'm gonna make some paper eventually, and I'm gonna get myself indoors. My goal is I need to make $6,000 a month for 3 consecutive months. Matthew and Jade wanted me to do, but talking about the COVID-19 and the riots and all that stuff and sleeping outdoors, I just knew that I had to get better, not just for you, but I want to just feel better. I don't want to be scared like everybody else. I don't like feeling scared all the time. I don't like being depressed. It's terrible. I do what I have to, running and meditating and eating healthy and all this stuff. I love it. I'm just living a whole new lifestyle, and I'm here for you guys. You know, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be alive. I would have probably killed myself, honestly. Like, there were so many times where I thought about taking my life, even a few days ago, you know, but I'm not gonna do it. No, believe me, I'm not gonna do it. I love you guys so much, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much for all your love and support. And the whole reason I'm doing this is for you, because you're worth it. You're infinite. It's like the worse things get, the more I get fed up with other people's shit. You know, I see myself as infinite in value. I see myself as the strongest woman on this planet. And if I tell you that you can do anything you want to do, and I haven't done it yet, then, you know, if I say, oh, you can be a billionaire, well, how can I say that if I'm not a billionaire, right? So, all this shit, pardon my French, has really made me step up, because I know God has His purpose for my life, and I'm like, oh, it's getting harder? Okay, then I gotta get harder. You see what I'm saying? That's why I'm doing the marathon training, because it's a training for your mind. You know, if nothing else, even if I never make any money, I just don't want to be like everybody else. I want to be mentally strong, and I'm going to stay happy. And I'm doing this for y'all. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, Jade. Thank you, everybody on TikTok. If you got value from this episode, send me some PayPal. It's on the bottom of the screen, and the link is in the description, because I know I'm worth it. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. And tell me your name in the comments. What's my name, y'all? Liberty, justice, with my mind and my money, and my money on my mind, to show you that you can do anything you want to do. Give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach him to fish, he eats for a lifetime. Because you are worth it. Thanks.